introduced into an environment where puppies were being raised. At first, I was in shock because it was the first time I had come in contact with such a program. Puppies inside of prison is a rare occurrence, and I had no idea what their purpose was. In 2017, I started attending self help and other therapy groups, and I was on a mission of betterment, so I needed to change my thinking. Miss Tina Marone is right there in the third row with the camera. Second to that end, um, was a sponsor for many of these groups that I had joined as a participant, and I later went on to facilitate these groups. And once I felt I could handle the responsibility of overseeing a puppy, I asked Miss Tina to consider me. A few weeks later, I was a part of the BARC program at CHCF. BARC stands for Behavior, Attitude, Rehabilitation, and Knowledge. Um, Also today here is Miss Jasmine Guvera, I think her name is, last name Guvera. She also plays a big part in the program at CHCF, and Miss Amanda Wolf. I became a Canine Companions volunteer for many reasons. I've always loved dogs, and I wanted to learn the proper way to train and care for puppies. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I wanted to build a work ethic and have a sense of responsibility and increase my compassion. And I wanted to give back to a society I had felt I had taken so much from. Giving my all to each future service dog that was in my care was a way for me to be a bigger part of a whole that was doing good. I continued after training my first service dog, Layla, because now I was on a mission to get as many service dogs to as many people as possible. There are so many memorable moments from the time as a co-raiser. Looking back, the first time I was handed a leash and this future service dog was in my sole care, and later, as my confidence grew and I was actually teaching commands and behavior, the day I got my canine companion dog, Layla, was an amazing feeling. I remember talking to her as if she was a human, telling her that I would do my best to give her everything she needed to be successful. That is something that I carried over into all the future service dogs that were in my care. There was a camaraderie among the 8 or 9 guys that are involved in the program at any given time. As participants, we were able to watch videos of the mission. We were able to work with and meet, as I said before, Miss Amanda Wolf, when she became our Canine Companion staff representative. It was through her efforts that we were able to meet the trainers and kennel staff here at Canine Companions. This changed and I'll speak for the BARC program as a whole, our perspective of what we were a part of, to meet and socialize with our counterparts at the last stages of the service dog training. The CHCF BARC program has been a part of raising many future service dogs that have been placed with graduates, but only once have we had the opportunity, well, twice today. Twice today have we had the chance to sit with and talk with individuals who would receive our puppies. The puppy name was Newt. Newt's graduate, Ismina, explained how Newt saves her life on a daily basis. That we, being in prison, should not feel invisible because some of who Newt was came from the BROC program at CHCF in Stockton. She wanted us to know the work and effort was appreciated. This meeting recharged everyone with a new sense of urgency. There was not a dry eye in the room hearing her story. So today is a very special day for many reasons. Um, and I'm honored to be a part of this graduation ceremony. A future service dog that I helped raise today becomes Mr. Daniel Rhines' service dog. From the day she arrived, Dia or Dia, there's always been this name thing. She arrived as Dia or Dia, and then I thought it was pronounced Dia, and then she came back as Dia. So it's always been a name thing with her. Um, from the time she arrived, she was very sweet, attentive, and smart puppy. She learned fast, and I spent a lot of time building her confidence and showing her she could do any task she was put to. She took to training very enthusiastically, and I would let her off leash to play, but when I would recall her, it was rare that I would have to call her twice. She would even stop play to come and check in. So I felt from very early on that she had the tools necessary to succeed. And I am so very proud today seeing her reach that full potential. It was with her, as with every canine companion's future service dog that was in my care, past, and hopefully in the future I will be able to continue to work with this program in some capacity. Um, um, Lost my place, excuse me. That was hopefully in the future. And to this point, I also watched Deary from the time she came to the facility. Her and Dia was there at the same time. They actually grew up together in the facility. And Darian, who's also here today, I also cared for him for a month as a so she became because they were raised in the program together. I'm sure the guys back at the Bark program have a smile on their faces today because the fruits of our labor have paid off. One of the most surprising and rewarding parts of co-raising future service dogs is the joy they bring in place that can sometimes feel hopeless. People of all walks of life in different capacities, they come to visit the BARK program where these canine companion future service dogs live. And it is very rewarding to get a warden or a person from the governor's office say, good job. What you guys do is admirable. But most of all, to get a letter or a card from a graduate saying, thank you for being a part of my service dog's life. Your services are irreplaceable. It means everything to myself and the guys back in CHCF. Thank you very much. My name is Aaron Hargrove.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for sharing your wonderful story with us. And now we're going to watch a video that takes a look at the last 2 weeks of team training. Enjoy.
Keep her.
Good girl. What? Good girl. Good. Good job. What? Good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Nice.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the May 2023 Hearing Dog and Veteran Dog graduation. My name is Kaylee, and I'm an instructor here at Canine Companions, and I had the honor of teaching 5 of the students graduating today, along with the famous Ken Reed. I'd like to start by giving a huge thank you to our interpreters the past 2 weeks, Mary and Tad. They came to class every day with bright smiles and upbeat attitudes. This was the first class I taught alongside interpreters, and they helped guide me on how to best present lectures so they could effectively interpret. They even followed the dog training technique of giving a treat and positive verbal feedback when I was successful with putting their directions into action. So thank you, Mary and Tad, for all of your support during team training and helping Ken and I coach this graduating hearing dog class. It was my pleasure teaching this group of hearing dog students, especially seeing how supportive the students were to each other. They'd often clap after great practices, high five after a good alert session, and give hugs of appreciation. They started every day with large smiles that never wavered, even after long days of practice, field trips, and homework. All of the students put in effort, toil, and diligence, with some dog kisses and tail wags along the way, to be ready to go home with their newly minted hearing dog. So without further ado, let's meet our graduating students. First, I'd like to introduce Erna. Erna is no stranger to hearing dogs or canine companions. Erna came to class for her third service dog, and she would come to class every day with lots of energy and a ready-to-work attitude. When matched with Daisy, Erna literally jumped for joy, and the joy never stopped for the full 2 weeks. Once placed with the newest dog, she often said how the biggest challenge was for her to remember Daisy's name, and she would often have to go through all of her successor dogs' names first before landing on her most recent match. She would often let Ken and I know how smart her dog was as well. Erna, would you join me up front? Erna was matched with Daisy the 8th, a black male lab golden cross. Daisy was raised by Kelly Ferris and Chad Yagara of La Jolla, California. Presenting Daisy today is Kelly. Daisy was the second dog they raised, and they're currently working on number 3. Congratulations, Erna and Daisy. Next, I'd like to introduce Christina. Christina came to class all the way from Houston, Texas. Christina is very familiar with dogs and dog training, but this is her first service dog. She came to class excited but nervous for all the unknowns she had yet to experience. Luckily, she was quickly matched with the perfect dog for her, Katie. Just an hour after being matched, Christina let us know that her normally elevated heart rate was significantly lower, just with Katie's calm presence. Katie continued to impress with her purposeful alerts and her quick responses to Christina's recalls, even across the yard in Gettinger Park. Christina, would you join me up front? Christina was matched with Katie the 3rd, a yellow female lab. Presenting Katie today are her puppy raisers Sappho and Roger Curtis of Walnut Creek, California. Katie was the second dog they raised, and they're currently working on number 3. Congratulations to Christina and Katie.
Thank you.
Next, I'll introduce Holly. Holly came to class with her husband, Steven, also from Texas. Unfortunately, Holly had to leave earlier today because it was the last flight back to make a different kind of graduation tomorrow. You know, the one where kids studied for 13 years to get a diploma. So during class, Holly would often compliment Morocco on his eye contact and his awareness of her, even without the verbal feedback. Morocco is all about having a job and is ready to alert Holly whenever she needs it. He also won't be ignored when alerting, with firm, exuberant pushes from his nose that can escalate if not acknowledged. I have no doubt Holly and Morocco will continue to soar in the years to come. Holly was matched with Morocco III, a yellow male lab. Morocco was raised in Coffee Creek Correctional Facility in Wilsonville, Oregon, with Patty Hall of Gladstone, Oregon. Morocco is the 169th puppy raised at Coffee Creek. And he was number 4 for Patty. Let's give a congratulations to Holly and Morocco, who are likely flying in the sky right now. Now, I'd like to introduce Bob. Bob is a little closer to home than the previous students, living just a quick drive over to Sebastopol. Since Bob is local, he was often letting his classmates know good local restaurants as well as the best spots to visit on their weekend. Bob was inquisitive, asking lots of questions during class, with most of the answers being, "We'll get to that." All of his questions led to molding a great handler who made excellent decisions when working with his service dog, no matter the situation. Bob, will you join me up front? Bob was matched with Derry II, a red female lab golden cross. Derry was also raised at California Healthcare Facility in Stockton with Lorraine Lamb of Mountain View, California. Derry's the 33rd puppy raised at California Healthcare Facility and was the second puppy for Lorraine. Presenting Derry today is Lorraine. Congratulations to Bob and Derry. Finally, I'd like to introduce Carol. Carol and her husband came from Carson City, Nevada. Carol joined class on her birthday and was quiet and serious when doing our first rotations. Once Carol was matched with the silly, spunky, and outgoing Haddix, Carol's smile began to emerge, and the smile continued to grow every day as her love grew too. Haddix also has a special place in my heart, as his mom, Wazy, is my pet dog after retiring as a breeder in 2021. Carol, would you please join me? Carol is matched with Haddix II, a black lab golden cross. Presenting Haddix today are his puppy raisers, the McHenry family, all the way from Carroll Stream, Illinois. Haddix was the 5th dog the McHenry family raised, and they're currently working on number 6. Congratulations, Carol and Haddix. Let's give one more round of applause to all of our students graduating today with their new hearing dog. Now I'd like to introduce Joe, who will be presenting the veteran students graduating today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Like Kaylee mentioned, my name is Jo Otico, and it has been my honor to be one of the class instructors, along with our fearless training manager, Marissa Raddick, for our May 2023 Service Dogs for Veterans team training. I would first like to acknowledge that we are gathered here at the start of Memorial Day weekend, and I would like to take a moment to remember and thank those who have served our country. Today we are celebrating the partnership of 3 new veteran teams and the culmination of all they have learned over the past 2 weeks. Despite having taught countless team trainings throughout the years, I am always so impressed by our students and the way that they transform as dog handlers in such a short time. And these 3 graduates in front of me today are no different. It has been so rewarding to watch them bond with their dogs and learn how to engage with them as a working team. They quickly move from being nervous to tell a dog to sit to advanced training techniques as they personalize cues for behaviors like nightmare interruption, with timing and praise that would make any Canine Companions trainer proud. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Dave to the front, please. Dave has been matched with Darian II, a yellow male lab. Dave came to class looking for a dog to pick up dropped items and to create physical space around him in public. Darian, with his blocky head, smushy face, and can-do attitude, is more than happy to do the job. Darian will also assist Dave with nightmare interruption. He loves to tug off blankets with enthusiasm and will be a grounding presence for Dave as he returns to sleep. Dave is also looking forward to spending time in his garden with Darian, and we are just as excited to watch the bond between these 2 grow and bloom. Darian was raised by Patty Shade of Davis, California. He is the 2nd puppy she has raised. Congratulations, service team, Dave and Darian. All right, next I'd like to invite Daniel to the front, please. Daniel has been matched with Daya I, a yellow female lab. Daniel came to class looking for a dog to do long-distance retrieves and provide a grounding and calming presence. Daya came to class looking for a person that would let her fulfill her daily quota of 300 kisses. These 2 could often be found squeezing an extra cuddle time between practice sessions, with Daya flopped in the most ridiculous of positions. Outside of snuggle time, Daya is ever so happy to do anything and everything Daniel asks, with a pep in her step, and we know these 2 were meant to be together. Daya was raised by the California Healthcare Facility of Stockton, California, with Aaron Hargrove of Sacramento, California, and Yoko Ando of San Jose, California. Daya is the 35th puppy raised by the California Healthcare Facility, Yoko's 2nd, and Aaron's 2nd of 3, and he has been involved with countless other puppies in the BARK program. Congratulations, service team Daniel and Daya. All right, last but certainly not least, I'd like to invite Ben to the front, please. Ben has been matched with Mateo IV, a yellow male lab golden cross. Ben came to class looking for a dog to nudge and refocus him when he is feeling anxious and provide deep pressure by laying across his lap. Mateo has eagerly filled this role and quickly proved that the trainers were right when we said these dogs would do anything for a single kibble. Mateo's work drive during practice is equaled only by his snore drive during lectures, and he could often be found resting his wrinkly brow at Ben's feet, dreaming of his next training session. It has been a joy to watch these 2 bond over the past few weeks, and we know this partnership will only continue to grow stronger. Mateo was raised by Emily Boyle of Chula Vista, California, and he is the 1st puppy she has raised. He is being presented today by his breeder caretaker, Dr. Darcy Atterbury of Healdsburg, California. Congratulations, service team Ben and Mateo. I would now like to invite Connie Van Squike, Army veteran and Canine Companions volunteer, to the front for a special presentation.
See if I can get this right. Hi, I'm Connie Van Scoik, a volunteer breeder caretaker for Canine Companions, and I'm also an Army veteran. I'm honored to be here with you today. Canine Companions has a long history of honoring our military members and veterans by placing them with expertly trained service dogs free of charge since their founding in 1975. We always give a Veterans Challenge coin to these clients, and today I am honored to present challenge coins to 4 of our graduates. Could I have Bob come up? And Bob is a Navy veteran. I don't have a treat. Next, could I have Dave? Hi, Dave. Dave is a United States Army veteran. Next, can I have Daniel come up? I forgot the treats. Next, can I have Benjamin? It's too bad these aren't made out of kibble. Benjamin is a United States Air Force veteran.
And next, we'll have Christina presenting for her hearing dog class.
My name is Christina. Please be patient with me. I might get a little emotional. I've been matched with Katie, and she has been so amazing for me. When I first came here, well, for the last probably 6 months, I've had very bad, severe anxiety. And it could be from being home alone and not being able to hear what's going on in all of my surroundings. That did cause a lot of anxiety. So when I was matched with Katie, the first day I worked with her in my room, I was sitting on the bed with her, and we were just cuddling, petting, and I was just curious what my heart rate was, because my heart rate averages about 140 to 150 beats every day. So when I was sitting with her, I looked and it had gone all the way down to 77. Yeah, was amazing. So just a few words from my classmates. Carol was matched with Haddix. And Carol says, Haddix has such strong alerts and alerts you when a fire alarm's going off, if a doorbell is ringing. So Carol says, now I have peace of mind that when I'm sleeping at night and a smoke alarm is going off, I know that Haddix will be alerting me and letting me know that I need to evacuate, and I feel safer. Bob was matched with Derry, and Bob says, Derry makes me more aware of my hearing loss and also makes other people aware of my hearing loss. So now when I'm out walking and somebody calls me, other people will know it's not that I'm ignoring them and walking on my way. It's really because I can't hear them. Holly is with Morocco, matched with Morocco. And she says, Morocco is always ready to work and always looking at me. Now, Holly does not use her voice. She only signs. So Morocco is constantly looking as if, what do you want me to do next? And then what do I do after that? And what do I do after that? Holly is like, calm down, kid. I'm giving you more in a minute. But she knows that Morocco will be very helpful for her at home. Erna was matched with her third dog, Daisy. And she loves the way Daisy looks at her, wanting to know what the next move is, what we're doing next. She always knows that she can count on Daisy being by her side always. So from the 5 of us in our hearing dog group, we want to thank all the donors, the puppy raisers. We love you guys. Also the dog trainers and the foster commuters. You all of you, made our dreams come true. And a special thank you to Ken and to Kaylee for for putting up with all of our millions of questions for 2 weeks. They really are amazing. An additional special thank you to our ASL interpreters. They made these 2 weeks very easy for us to understand what was going on in class. So thank you to all of you. Sending our love.
All right, I would now like to invite Ben back up front to be the class speaker for our veteran class.
Improve the mic. Yes. Hello, family and friends and canine companions. My name is Benjamin Veith. I'm a former Staff Sergeant, United States Air Force. I began my military career as an aircraft mechanic stationed in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. My job was to ensure aircraft were ready to fly and provide reconnaissance support. Once I got the hang of that, I applied for a special duty assignment as a postal worker at Osan Air Base in South Korea. I love this job as it allowed me to give packages and letters and parcels to loved ones who were away from their families, officers, enlisted, civilians who lived on base. A father who was away from family received home-baked cookies, a wonderful hand drawing of families and pets, letters from a husband telling his wife he loved her and missed her, a son and daughter letting their parents know that they are doing well and excited to see them, offering praise and support from across the globe. Army, Marines, Navy, and other agencies supporting the mission from far from home. This was a very rewarding job as it allowed me to watch individuals from all over base walk towards me and hand me the yellow slip. I'd return with a parcel, and that long day melted into a smile and nod. I handed them the world, and they would bounce down the hallway, almost skipping to see what they were given, racing to their dorm room to open the contents and read all about home. Next, I was sent to Andrews Air Force Base to support Air Force 2, 89th MXG. My job was to coordinate the Vice President, the First Lady, senators, congressmen, and dignitaries' missions. I was responsible for ensuring our nation's leaders were taken care of. The aircraft was able to fly them all over the globe and support democracy. That was my mission. I did my job and separated from the Air Force. I was 37 years old, and I needed to figure out what I wanted to do next. I chose occupational health and safety. I work for the city of Healdsburg, just a 15-minute drive from this building. I am a safety and compliance coordinator for the utilities department for the city of Healdsburg. My job since I separated from the military is to ensure the safety of the people who work in the electric, water, and public works department. For the last 20 plus years, I've been taking care of others. I forgot to take care of myself. I'm a veteran. I had PTSD and anxiety. I was trained to perform a function, and I did it to the best of my ability. This month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. For me, every day is Mental Awareness Month. I used to say I have bad days. Then I learned that there are hard moments in my days as there are good moments in my day. My life is not defined by days, but small moments. As y'all walk throughout your day, people will ask us how we are doing. I respond with happy. This allows me to frame how I am and make the best of it. I have had many titles: staff sergeant, father, son, brother, and friend. None of these define me. I have struggled for a very long time. I still do, and there are moments when all I can do is put one foot in front of the other. Boom, boom, heel to toe, heel to toe. The sounds of marching and the beat of cadence in the distance is something all I could do to ensure that I'm moving forward. I reached a point when I stopped walking and I had to make a choice. How do you admit you need help? What conclusions do you come up with? I heard someplace, every journey begins with a first step. I admitted I need help. I asked myself, what help do I need? Where can I find help, and how will I get it? I searched and learned there are service dogs. There was one right here in my backyard, Canine Companions. In 2021, I asked for help. I put my name in the hat. Next thing I knew, I got a call from Katie Parker, confirming she received my application. Katie was kind and supportive. She explained what services were offered and if I was still interested. I said yes. She explained my time frame, and that was okay. You bet. My VA counselor, Seuss Cribs, recently asked me what my purpose is. Simple question, right? I didn't have an answer. I was struggling to provide one. Katie gave me a time frame, and my purpose was to wait. I can do that. After Katie hung up, I broke down and cried. Right there, outside of my office, I was overwhelmed. I sat and took a breath, composed myself, and headed right on back inside the Smile, get back to my job with my coworkers. I used the training and military taught me, military bearing. I was set aside my emotions and focused on the mission. I had purpose. Katie gave me direction to wait. I waited. In October 2021, I heard from Katie. You've been selected for an interview at Canine Companions. I responded, I will be there. I had a chance to get some help. My interview came, and I showed up. After the evaluation, Katie took me aside to provide feedback about next steps. I was notified of my acceptance in the mail. I got help. Katie heard me. I can hear her voice. You've been accepted. I cried again, not because I was sad, but because I was no longer alone. I realized I was going to have a canine companion to become independent. 4.5 months later, I received a phone call. Hello, Benjamin. We have a start date. Can you attend? Yes. I felt a weight had been lifted. On May 15th, I started. I was introduced to Joe, Marissa, my classmates, Daniel, and Dave. We began instruction on how to be a dog handler. I had achieved something I did not think possible. I doubted it and wasn't sure. These past 2 weeks have been filled with wonderful moments. I met wonderful people and dogs. I walked on campus, and I can smell the flowers, the sounds of baby birds chirping, people walking dogs and smiling, walking with purpose, the dogs gently panting. The occasional dog nose lifting in the air to smell who's coming. There's anarchy and chaos wandering around everyone to keep them on their toes. There are people smiling and sounds of greetings, a wave and knowing a nod to family who walk these halls, and the familiar sounds of laughter, people walking. I have come to find a new home among the Canine Companions family. I have purpose and I have happiness, I have not felt in a long while. I walk a hero's path, the everyday hero, to meet life's challenges. I have a quest to no longer survive but live. Not a quest filled with gold and jewels and money, a quest to live life. Some people ask, what is the meaning of life? To me, the meaning of life is to live, to have experiences, and be the change. I have choices. I choose to live. I have a companion now. His name is Matato, which rhymes with Matato. Matato Chips. I graduate with him today. Him with me as I walk off this stage today. Matato Head and I will take the first steps on this journey. I don't know my destination. I don't know my next quest or what I will face. I know that I am ready. Come what may come, I am ready. I am not alone. I do not feel alone as I look out to all of your faces, all of you. Family filled with companions. I did not get here alone, and I certainly will not let any one of you feel alone. Mateo is my companion, isn't alone. My attitude is alone I can do anything. Together we can do everything. Today I have a new title. I am a Canine Companion Ambassador, and I look forward to our next quest. Thank you. We're going to Hawaii.
Thank you so much, both Christina and Ben, for sharing your inspiring stories. And congratulations again to each new team on your graduation today. I hope you all feel as fortunate as I do to be part of this life-changing organization. As Joe reminded us the importance of Memorial Day, I encourage you each to take pause and reflect this weekend on its great history and pay tribute to the brave men and women who have paid the ultimate price for our freedom. If you have been viewing on the live stream from home, thank you so much for tuning in. Please feel free to stop by the lobby of our administration building to browse our gift shop. Otherwise, I hope you all stick around for lemonade and cookies and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.